How do you know? No. How do you let someone know you are interested in them without flirting or straight up telling them? I brought in my husband for this. I was asking him, and we have come to a decision. There are 4 scenarios in this. First of all, this is highly dependent upon how old you are and how active your parents are involved in your life. If you have godly parents, get them involved, ask them their thoughts, and always there's this general guideline that if you are not able to get married within the next couple of years, be very, very careful about getting in a relationship. I was telling my kids the other day how many people that I liked from the age of 3 until I got married at the age of 23. And I only married one of them. And I met him when I was in my late year of being 20 and got married right after I turned 23. So I was within a marrying age range. And there's so many mistakes that can be made in those times when you are not able to get married and you just really, really want to know if that person likes you or if you like them. Because what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with that youthful lust, that passion, that ideal, that desire to have security and nest and know who you're going to get married to? What are you going to do with all that passion if you can't get married? So with that in mind, let's just say everything's all in the up and up. Your parents are okay with it. You're going to go forward in a situation where you are going to get in a relationship. So if he has never approached you, like to text you or has like regularly invited you to make sure that he knows that you're going where he's going at a church activity or whatever, then what I would do is I would have my family invite their family over and we could play games, we could have a barbecue, and you could just all around create an opportunity for him to be around you. And then if that goes really well and it's not super awkward and your parents still kind of like him, then maybe in a month or maybe 2 months, because you don't want to rush into things, do it again. And just keep creating opportunities. Or when there's a church activity, do just the opposite of what a guy would do. Say, hey, are you going to go to the basketball game or the volleyball game? I'm going to be there. Oh, I look forward to seeing you there. But still also be friendly to everybody else. And that is the second point. And I'm just going to give props to Happily Elizabeth. I don't know if you follow her account, but I love her. She was one of the first people who befriended me on Instagram. I don't know her, but I love her because she's so sincere and passionate about the Word of God. But what was great about her is that she is not communicating with people for her own, like to build up her own page. She follows people because she's like-minded with them, but she's such a good communicator. And this has to do with dating, because when building relationships, you have to look at it like the long view, not like as soon as you click on somebody to follow them, you'd be like, hi, I have a thing that I'm going to sell. You should follow me and I should follow you and we should all get together. That is not how you tell a guy that you are interested in him. What you do is you just go to his page and you follow his page, and then as you would for anybody, comment and engage in normal things. And you know what? I guarantee you, if he's a guy who's interested in girls, he'll be like, hey, who's this girl? I'm going to look at her Instagram profile. And what gets discouraging for us is because maybe he's not responding back on our pages, and so maybe he's not that super interested. But as you just act like a normal person and comment normally and have normal conversations, you are seen. And he knows you're interested. It's not a big surprise. He knows you're interested. So prayerfully and non-impulsively comment on his posts on social media and just be a positive force in that community. And I can think of 2 or 3 people who have met their husbands this way, and that is just how I would recommend anybody building a relationship. You should go talk to Happily Elizabeth and say, how is it that you're just naturally friendly and everybody knows who you are? It's because she's naturally friendly and talks to people. But she's really good at it. She's an inspiration to me. All right, number 3. If you are already texting him, first of all, if he asks for your number to text you, he's interested in you. You don't need to communicate much beyond that. If he is regularly texting you and he has taken the initiative, he's interested in you. And if you are regularly responding to him, why is it so hard to talk in these things? Like, regularly is a super hard word. If he is responding to you and you are writing back to him in a timely manner, he knows you're still interested. But if you stop responding and he's all like, oh snap, maybe she's gonna ghost me, maybe she's not interested, and he's all like, hey, how are things going over there, because it has stopped, then he cares. So as long as you keep communicating to him, he knows you are interested. And this is where my husband said that he would not directly let him know, and he would not suggest that you flirt with him. He just thinks that staying the course is what that guy needs to know that you are interested. And if after 4 to 5 months things fizzle out, then they fizzle out, because that's usually the time frame of when disinterest kind of manifests itself. But if after 4 months, you'll probably see if he is interested. And if he still doesn't say anything, at that point I would be direct. I'd be like, hey, you know what, I kind of feel like I might be getting attached here. Is this going anywhere? Are we just friends, or do you see this as a friendship that has a purpose in the long run? I would be direct at that point, because your heart, we are women, our hearts just get into it. And it's very, very rare for a guy and girl to be able to maintain a just friends zone, at least for both parties involved. So that was number 3. And number 4, it says, then leave it alone, lest you push the barrier of trusting God and opening the right doors, and instead you bust down the wrong ones. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Yeah, that principle of knocking on doors and just being communicative and friendly, and then praying that God will open the right doors in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, which is trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not into thine own understanding, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. If you are being a good steward and meeting new people and regularly engaging in conversation and seeing new opportunities and being intentional about who you communicate with, then you really do need to let the guy take the initiative in expressing anything further. There are some caveats to that. Ruth did talk to him, and I did just say, that be forthright after a certain point, but don't just bust down doors, because that could be a really, really bad choice. I hope this is helpful.